Welcome, everyone. My name is Joel Brout. I'm going to specifically spend, I think, a lot of time talking a little bit about Internet network marketing, okay, what I like to call Internet network marketing. And there's a few falsehoods that I want to share with you guys today that I think are important, because there's some new people that join sometimes. There's some successful networkers that join our business, that join with our system, and they think that the Internet is going to build the business for them, okay? They think that the Internet is so magical that it's going to sponsor people, it's going to train people, it's going to develop people, it's going to sponsor more people, and you just have to hide. You could just hide behind the Internet. You never have to talk to people. You never have to do anything. You can just do everything online. Now, you can to a point. Okay, and I'm going to point out a couple of different places where you can do something like that, and then obviously where the personal interaction is going to come in, which is important in developing relationships. Okay, network marketing will not work, okay, if there's not a face or there's not a voice behind the sponsor. Okay, it will not work. Now, the reason why is because you constantly need, we're people, we're human beings, okay? We need interaction, we need to speak with other people, we need to believe, we need to trust. If you really want to have a solid network marketing business, people need to trust you. People need to be able to hear your voice, and they need to be able to create that connection with you, okay? Think about this. Why do you think Amway is so successful over the years? Okay, I mean, some of you guys are in Amway, and some of you guys hate it. Some of you guys don't even know what it is. But Amway is one of the most successful network marketing companies over the last 50, 60 years, okay, however long it's been around, I'm not sure. But why has it been so successful? Well, one of the reasons is because of their personal interaction and training, right? Amway is notorious for training people, right, and for providing them tools and support materials, right? They sell them support materials for the tapes and the books and the audios and the seminars and the conventions and all the different things that they do, okay? But Amway, part of the reason why is because they constantly have somewhere for their distributors to connect to, right? And you need to have somewhere for your distributors to connect to. You need to have somewhere for your members to connect to, whether it be on a live training call, whether it be on an audio, whether it be on something where they can hear the voices of the leaders, where they can trust and they can follow the leadership. Think about this. There's lots of these fly-by-night kind of Internet, companies that all the Internet junkies always join. They blast out an email and they get a bunch of sign-ups, and people join and join and join and join like crazy. They get a big check because all these people joined, and then all the people just quit. Okay, and then they go find another one, and they blast that to all the, thousands of people on their list, and a bunch of people join that, and nobody can ever figure out why people don't stick around in those companies. Why people just, they join because they get excited. Well, it's because it's all built on hype. It's not built on relationships. It's not built on trust. It's not built on actually building a community and helping other people. All it is it's saying, you know what, if you get in, I'll blast my list and we'll be rich together. And that'll be great. And you won't have to do anything. You'll just have to join up and you'll make tons of money. And I get these emails on a consistent, almost weekly basis for some new program or some new thing or some new deal, some new special comp plan attached to no product again. Okay, they kind of just give you some kind of software, Internet, video training, or some kind of product that I could just probably make up here in my basement and not really have a good value to the customer, other than the fact that maybe some of it's some training material. And they actually create an MLM out of it. They actually create an MLM compensation plan where, distributors can recruit distributors, and it's, either a binary or it's some kind of, special new matrix where if I enroll people, it can potentially benefit you, but it looks like it benefits you, but then it doesn't. And if you're getting confused, I can say probably in good right, that's why lots of people join these things, because they don't understand that it's not really a real business. It's just an opportunity for somebody to make some quick cash and then move on to the next one. Quick cash and then move on to the next one, okay? Whereas when you get into a real network marketing company that has real products or services that a consumer would buy, that an actual physical person would buy? And you've got to ask yourself this question, and you know, I throw this out there quite a bit, and I want to make sure that people are educated, because sometimes we join businesses not because necessarily we made an informed decision, but just because it sounds neat, or this is new, or it's exciting, or maybe you weren't even exposed to anything else. Sometimes we buy in a vacuum where we think that this is the only opportunity available. And the question that we've got to ask ourselves, it always comes down to this: would my brother buy this product? Okay, without a business, even if he didn't want to make money, would my brother buy it? Would my sister? Would my mother? Would my grandmother? Would I give this product to my grandmother? Okay, or to my cousin, or to my friend, or to my next door neighbor? Would any of them actually purchase the product, potentially even without a business involved, even without the money, making money and the excitement and the downline clubs and the super matrix compensation plans? Would somebody actually purchase that product? And if the answer is no, what you're going to find is that business isn't going to be around very long. Okay, and you might be able to make some money at it. Go ahead. Okay, give it a shot. You might be able to, you know, be one of the very few at the top that make a few bucks at that company. But if you want to have a solid, successful, long-term business, even building it on the internet, okay, and we're going to get back to that in a minute, you need to have a business where we build relationships, that we have real product, that we build a community of people that we teach and we train to be able to do the same things that we do, so that we can generate some leverage, so that we can have kind of a long-term income stream coming in. Okay? And if you have that, kudos to you. Okay? If you don't have that, you know, maybe you got to talk to your sponsor. Maybe you got to talk to your, you know, your leadership group, and you say, why don't we have that? Why is it that we're in this company? Okay, maybe ask yourself that, and if they still think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, great. Maybe they're making a lot of money at it. But you're going to have a tough time over the next 5 or 10 years, okay, trying to build that company, because chances are in 5 years it won't even be around anymore, okay? Companies are constantly coming and going from this industry, and we want to make sure that we find a company that's solid and stable, that has products that are purchased on a regular basis, that people are going to buy. You know, I'm just like all of you guys. You don't necessarily want to do this 10 times, right? We want to do this procedure once, maybe twice, okay, to be able to build a long-term income. We don't necessarily want to start from scratch every 2 years when the company goes out of business, or when the bottom falls out of your organization, okay? And how we do that, obviously, is by, first off, selecting a good company, obviously, that's going to be able to pay you for years and years to come. Now, let's get back to internet network marketing, okay? Because I think this is where a lot of, you know, the long-term growth of this industry is going to come from. And I think this is where a lot of explosive growth can come from. If you can learn the internet and apply it to your network marketing business, and still use, obviously, relationships, still, you know, build communities of people, still teach and train and help other individuals, then you're going to have a successful business, okay? Because I want to just think about a couple different scenarios. I want you to think of a couple different scenarios and how, obviously, we can build network marketing, okay? There's one way that we can build it where, you know, you can, obviously, you can attract friends and family. You can talk to people in your community, in your city, and you can show them the products or services. You can show them your business. You can sit down with them at a kitchen table, and you can do that. One of the problems I have with that, obviously, and I'm not saying I've never done it. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying that you can only do that so much, and really you're going to grow very slowly, okay? Now, I'm not saying don't go get a customer that way. Absolutely go get some customers, right? Everybody in their business should have people that are just purchasing the products and not building a business. Right? That'll make your business really solid if you've got lots of customers, okay? But our focus, our primary goal isn't going to be that, okay? That's a great way to get customers. That's a very slow way to get business builders, okay? To find other people that are going to build a large business. Now, there's other ways where you can get on the phone, you know, and you can call leads and call leads and call leads and bring them to phone presentations and stuff like that, okay? And that's a good way too. But part of the problem with that is you're spending a lot of time on the phone And that's an okay way to get started, to get your feet wet. And you know what? Some of us should do that. If we've never done that before, it is, I think, important for you to develop that skill of talking to people. Okay? Because remember that no matter what we do, we should be focusing on developing ourselves, right? And constantly learning new things. So if we're talking on the phone constantly to prospects, we're developing our communication skills, which is, I think, important. Even if you're going to have an internet-based network marketing company or an internet-based marketing and recruiting system, I still think it's important that you speak with people. Okay, so spend a couple $100s on leads and call them and invite them to a presentation. I think that's a good idea. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily focus all of my attention on that or all of my resources towards that, but having that experience is definitely a good quality experience for you to have, even if you're building your network marketing company, quote unquote, on the internet. Okay, so call in leads, and again, you know, that's a good way to do it. Here's the drawback with doing that. You're spending a lot of time with unqualified people. You're spending a lot of time talking to people that maybe they're interested, maybe they're not. Okay, we don't really have a good, clear perspective as to whether or not that person even wants to get more information about your business, never mind join. Okay, we've actually got to spend hours and hours and hours calling people to try to even find the good one or two. Okay, now let's move on to kind of more of an internet marketing approach where we have a website, we have a system, we've got internet advertising venues where we can introduce people to the initial part of our business online. Well, I mean, in my eyes, this is one of the best ways to do it, okay? Because here's and don't get me wrong, we're not going to do it all on the internet. We're going to eventually speak with these people, okay? But the initial prospecting stage, the initial kind of bringing them through the system and pre-qualifying them stage is perfect. The internet has been set up in such a way where it's actually perfect to pre-qualify your prospects, to be able to determine whether or not you want to spend time with them. Okay, you're going to have to spend time with some people. You're going to have to speak with some people if you want to have a large network marketing company. Okay, if you want to have a large network marketing business, you're going to have to speak with people. Okay, and if you don't believe me, have a look at anybody who's actually successful, not who says they're successful, but who's actually successful building a network marketing business, and at one point or another, they have actually spoken to people. Okay, they've actually developed some leaders. They've actually helped other individuals in this industry. Okay, but think about this. On the internet, we need to be able to bring people through our websites and bring lots of people. You can bring hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people and expose them to your business in one single day. Thousands and thousands of people potentially can get exposed to your business, to your website, in one day. Whereas if you're doing kitchen table meetings to find business builders, okay, again, like I said, customers, great. Business builders, very slow, okay? Still doesn't mean you can't do it, but obviously a lot slower. Same thing with over the phone, right? How many people can you speak to in a day? Well, you can't speak to thousands and thousands of people in a day, whereas you can actually expose thousands of people to a website in one day, though, okay? Or hundreds, or, 50. You can send people there when you're, sleeping. You can send people there when you're coaching baseball or soccer, when you're going and spending time with your kids or you're having a barbecue. You've got people coming through your site, okay? And I do that. Okay? That's how I become very successful in network marketing, is the initial prospecting phase of my business. That's what is the internet part of the internet network marketing, okay? That's the initial phase. Now, when it comes down to actually enrolling, training, leading, working with people, that's the network marketing side of it. You need to get on the phone with people. You need to actually physically speak with them. You need to help them. And you could do that either through conference calls. You could do that personally one-on-one over the phone. You can kind of start it by email, but you can't train somebody by email. Think about this. How many people do you know in your life that you completely overly trust and will work with and have learned from and have helped you that have only ever emailed you? And you've never heard their voice. Okay? Probably not a lot. Okay, probably zero, right? People that you would completely trust and they've only ever emailed you. Think about that. So if you only ever email your members or only ever, send emails to your new prospects or your new enrollees that have joined your network marketing business, do you just email them? You never actually get on the phone with them either through a conference call or one-on-one, chances are you're going to have a very teeny tiny business. And again, our point is not to have a small business. We want to have a large, successful network marketing business. So at some point, you need to get on the phone. Okay? You need to actually talk to people or meet with them or whatever it is that you're going to do. And the best way to do that, okay, I'm going to share a little secret with you guys. The best way to do that, to bring them into your business, obviously is through an automated presentation or a teleconference presentation where you're not presenting one-on-one. Okay, again, somebody comes into your system, you could provide one-on-one customer service, walk them through, answer a few questions, but it's going to get to a point where, you're going to introduce them to your primary business. Okay, and I encourage you all, this is something that I do on a regular basis. If somebody calls me about Blink and they come through and they got questions about setting up their autoresponder or they got questions about whatever, I'm going to take that opportunity. See, they called me, but they don't get the entire call. Okay, they don't get to ask all of the questions. I allocate 50% of the time to answering their questions, providing customer service, and helping them. And then 50% of that call, I'm also asking them questions about their primary business or whether or not they have one, and I'm introducing mine to theirs. I'm asking them if they're open to having a look at what I'm doing for a primary business. Okay? And you need to be doing the same with this system. I mean, think about it. People are constantly calling you, and even if they're not calling you specifically about your primary business, and this is something that's really key, okay? If there's nothing else that you get off of this call today, if there is absolutely nothing else that you heard and you tuned out for the whole call, I want you to really pay attention to this part right here, okay? This is going to increase your enrollments in your primary business significantly. This is going to have a major impact on the way that you build your business and the way that you talk to people about it. When somebody calls you or contacts you about no matter what it is, I was on your website, I had some questions, I have trouble setting up my autoresponder, what's the compensation like? I'm on day 13 of the success guide and I'm not quite sure how to implement it. So when are the training calls? No matter what they ask you, okay, no matter what they ask you, you need to introduce them to your primary business. Even if they've already asked you 4 questions and the 4th time, you find a different way to bring it up each time. Okay? Whether it be you telling them about, you can tell them about how successful you're doing or how well it's going or the fact that you have a new promotion or, ask them about whether or not they're open to looking at it or how theirs is going and that yours is just exploding. It's doing well. No, don't lie. Okay? If your primary business sucks, don't tell them that it's exploding and it's awesome. Okay? I would assume that nobody's in a primary business that sucks though because obviously you wouldn't be there if it did, okay? But what I'm getting at is you need to take that opportunity to talk to them about your primary business, no matter what they say, okay? And even if they say, you always talk to me about your primary business, I don't want it. And you say, well, you know what? You called me, and this is my job. Joel told me that I need to introduce you to my primary business every single time that somebody contacts me. Because what's going to happen, even if, one guy gets pissed off at you or one guy says, I don't want to talk about your primary business, I want to talk about this. Well, you called me, so we'll give you half of the time, we'll give me half of the time. And you, for your half of the time, you chose to talk about day 12 of the Internet Marketing Success Guide, and I talked to you about that. For my half of the time, I want to talk about my primary business, okay? I mean, and what's going to happen, though, is that most people won't get mad at you. Most people won't get upset. Most people won't. You might get one that does that, okay? But just brush it off. Who cares? Because the other 14 that you talk to, 1 or 2 of them might be interested, or 5 of them might be interested. But if you don't ever bring it up, then you're never going to have an opportunity. So whenever somebody communicates with you, whether it be through email, through MSN, right, Instant Messenger, through the telephone, if they're faxing you, I don't care. You need to speak with them or you need to expose them to your primary business, even if it's just in an email. P.S. I'm not sure yet if you've seen my primary business, but I just wanted to share it with you. and then send them a link or send them a presentation they can go to. Okay? Again, those are the best prospects you could ever have. So remember that there's a place for the internet in network marketing, and that's primarily as a prospecting tool. Okay? The internet is not going to build a network marketing business for you. Okay? For those of you guys that are being sold that on the internet, that it's just going to build it for you and you just bring tons and tons of traffic, no. You still need to educate yourself. You still need to develop communication skills. You still need to potentially train and help another human being, okay, in this industry. You still need to do all those things. But the internet can provide an excellent prospecting tool to be able to put a lot of people through the top of the funnel, a lot of people through the system, so that you're only talking to the better ones, to the serious ones, to the ones that are calling you and chasing you, okay, for the information. And that's really what the internet, how the internet comes in. And the people that aren't using the internet and that refuse to and that avoid it and that ignore it, I think those people are going to get left behind in this industry. Now, the second half of, internet network marketing, so the first half is the internet, and the reason why I put that ahead of the word network marketing is because that's the prospecting part. You have to do that first. The internet part comes first. The network marketing part, the networking, the relationship building, the communicating comes second, right? That comes second after you've already, pre-qualified all the people so that you're only talking to good quality people, okay? You're only talking to good quality prospects. That part comes second, all right? And you can do that through conference calls. You can do that through online video presentations initially to bring them in. But eventually you need to communicate and speak with these people. Think about this. If I never had a call where you guys could speak with me or ask me questions or an opportunity, we've got our members forum, okay, where you can go in there and ask questions to all the different leaders. You can go in there and ask the membership stuff. You can go in there and interact. We've got Fast Track occasionally, okay, that we run different Fast Track meetings. We've got, the live training calls during the week. We've got, now we've just introduced live webinars or live web, conferences, whatever you want to call them, web-based conference calls, okay, I guess I'll call them, where you can actually go and interact with people live on the screen while they're talking and showing you different things. Okay, we've got that now too, and we've got these live training calls on Saturday morning where I can spend time with you guys and speak with you and help you. And think about this, what kind of trust level occurs when you don't hear a real person's voice, when you don't have an opportunity to interact with somebody, when you don't have an opportunity to ask questions or to hear somebody on the phone call, right? Think about that lady at the beginning of the call. Who's running this call? She wanted to know that somebody was here going to help her, right? And I mean, although she didn't have to ask 14 times, okay, she needed to know that somebody was going to help her, and she needs to trust somebody, right? She needs somebody that's going to teach her and help her, right? And I was here to answer that and say, you know what, we're here, we're going to help you, right? But if there's no opportunity to interact and communicate with another human being, you're just communicating through a computer or through a website or through an email, you cannot build a network marketing long-term successful business. You just can't. It does not work that way. Okay? You can build a quick downline in something. You can make a quick check for 5 or 10 grand, great. Okay? But that's not going to be a residual check, because eventually what's going to happen is those people are going to go look for somebody they can trust and communicate with, and they're going to leave your group. Okay? Now, here's a little piece of advice for every single person. If you don't already have a conference call or a web-based team call or a web-based some kind of opportunity where your members can come and talk to you, and if you've got more than 25 members, you need to have at least once a week. Now, this is only for serious people. Okay? This is only for people that actually want to have success and actually want to build a successful long-term business and actually want to help and communicate with other people, other human beings, and have a successful network marketing company. Okay, that's kind of the little disclaimer, I guess. This is only for those people. You can still make money without doing this, but if you want to have a long-term successful network marketing business, here's my advice to you. Set yourself up with either an online live training system where you can go on there and talk to people online once a week, set a specific time and website to go to or whatever it is, kind of like we do now. We've got the live ones on Tuesdays and Fridays, and we'll be expanding that, okay, on the live training where we use a conference room, okay, online. Or go pick yourself up a free conference call line where you can meet with your members once a week. Okay, and you can go to something like Free Conference Call, I think freeconferencecalls.com or mrconference.com or something like that, where they're free. And you can go get yourself a free conference call line. Now, once you get a little bit bigger and once you have, 50 people, 30, 40, 50 people on a call, you might want to actually pay for a service. Okay, but initially just get a free one. Okay, you don't need to have some super high-tech service where you can mute out all the lines and check the people on the calls and record stuff, and you don't need all that stuff when you first start. For one or two people, you don't need that, okay? But you need to have, if you've got more than 25 people in your business, you need to have a place where they can meet on a regular basis and you make yourself available to answer questions and to provide customer service and support, okay? So put yourself on a conference call line once a week. And if nobody shows up, that's okay. Okay, you keep showing up. If nobody else comes but you, that's fine. Okay, you just keep advertising it. Keep advertising it. Eventually what's going to happen is some people are going to start coming. Plus they'll know that you're always there. So once in a while somebody might just show up out of the blue because they want to ask you a question. Right? So if you've got a specific time that you meet every single week, think about this. Hundreds of people come on this Saturday morning breakfast call. Why? Because it's the same time, same day, every week that you get to come and talk to me, right? You get to talk to different leaders in the business. Sometimes we'll bring you guest speakers. Sometimes we'll do different things, different training, right? But you know that every Saturday morning, if you dial into this number, you're going to get us, right? You're going to get us. So you need to have the same thing available for your team. Pick the best time and date for you. Best day of the week, best time for you personally. Don't worry about what your team wants or what you think they might want or what might be better for them. Pick the best time and date for you and just set it up, okay? And start going there and start advertising it to your team. Put it in all of your PS's email, okay? Whenever you have an email, go out to somebody or a broadcast message, put PS. Every week, Wednesday at 7 or whatever, I have a training call. You're welcome to attend. It's an open Q&A session with me. And here's my phone number. And here's the phone number to dial into. Okay, here's the conference line that I use to dial into. Okay, and go there and go there and go there. And after 3 weeks, if still nobody's going there, I still need you to keep doing it. Because as you grow your business, just to give you an example, the very first Saturday morning breakfast call that we've ever had, that was the very first one that I ever did, it had 3 people on it. Okay, there was 3 of us on the very first Saturday call. Now we got hundreds. Okay, plus hundreds and thousands listen to the recorded version after. Okay, so I want you to just think about that. Right, there was 3. I've got a gentleman now that's in my primary business. I remember I encouraged him. I said, you know what, you need to have a live training call. You need to have a regular training call where your members can go. And he said, well, I don't really have a lot of people working. I don't have a lot of people active. I said, you know what, set it up anyway. Invite those that you do have. And he had 2 people come the first time. And then 3 came, and then 3 came, and then 3 came, and 3 came. And he said, geez, Joel, there's only ever 3 of us on here. Should I keep doing it? I said, yeah, absolutely. Think about what you're teaching and helping those 2 other people consistently. And weird, they always keep coming, right? They always keep coming. So they must be learning something. They must be excited to be there. They must be excited to be working with you. And he said, yeah. And then what happened is they started inviting some of their people too. And then it grew to 4 and 5 and 6, and now he's got probably 10 or 20 on his calls consistently every single week. And I spoke with him just a little while ago, and he said, wow, this is pretty cool. They come on, and we do lots of stuff, and we get lots of, answer lots of questions, and I can help them all at the same time, and got less people chasing me all day long trying to get a hold of me because they just come on that training call. They know I'm going to be there every week. I said, you know what? That's what being a leader is, right? You're making yourself available to the masses at once. You're training them. You're helping them, right? They trust you. They know you're going to be there. It's consistent every single week, but it did take a little bit of effort off the start. It did take a little bit of, I got to just keep doing it, even though it seemed like it wasn't working, even though it seemed like it was, kind of a waste with 1 or 2 people on. he kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it, and that repetition creates something the same as what our calls do, right? We constantly have people coming on to all these calls because they know it's going to be there every week. They know that they're going to be able to go ask questions and learn. So you need to do that same thing for your group or for your network marketing group, okay? Anybody that you have in your business. If you have more than 2 people in your network marketing business, you need to have a call. If you have more than 2 people in your network marketing business, you should have a call, okay? And the reason why is just no more. You don't have to do anything special in the call. You don't have to be a superstar. You don't have to have a huge training thing to teach them every week. You just need to share your experiences and what you're doing, right? It gives you an opportunity to share with them what you're doing on a consistent basis to keep them focused and motivated and excited, plus to be able to ask you questions, right? Instead of chasing you down all day and not sure whose time is what and where, are you there and can I give you a quick call? Especially if you have an organization, you've probably heard this before. Can I just give you a quick call? I just got a quick question. Right? I just got a quick question. I hear that all day long. That's all I constantly get. And I say, go on the training call. We got lots of training calls you could ask quick questions on. Oh, is that okay? Right? And once you start having people go on the training calls, what you'll find is the quick questions start to get eliminated because they go on the training calls and they get their questions answered on there, either by yourself or by another leader in the organization. Right? So by having regular sessions, you're building trust, you're building relationships, you're developing your communication skills. Constantly, when I come onto these calls, I'm helping you guys, but I'm also developing my communication skills, which is pretty cool, right? I'm developing my ability to get my ideas across and hopefully help and spark 1 or 2 people out there. And you're going to do the same on your training calls. You're going to do the same on your little conference calls, okay, when you first start. Maybe you have a big conference call. Maybe you have, 500 to 1,000 members and you still don't have a call yet, okay? That's how you're going to, succeed internet network marketing. You need to build relationships and trust. You need to communicate with individuals. And obviously, don't just use the internet to enroll everyone and build your group. Use the internet to pre-qualify. Use the internet as a prospecting tool, right? It'll put people into these other businesses, but they're not your long-term businesses, right? Your long-term business is your primary network marketing company that you're going to build over the years, and you do need to communicate with those people. You do need to speak with them, whether it be on a training call or whether it be on, obviously one-on-one, helping them. And that way, I think you're going to build a long, successful, long-term network marketing business. I'm going to let you guys go for today, and we'll talk to you guys all soon. Have a great day, everyone, and wish you guys all the best. Bye for now.